distracted me.
Well, we're gonna go from British to, I believe, Irish, if we can,
Ah,
if she will,
nice.
if she will pick up the old skip Skype, and
There she
I
is.
there she is. Hello,
Ah,
Hey,
how
how
are
are
you,
you?
my friend?
Can I hear you? I can.
There we go. Like I said,
surrounded by green.
we went from a guy with a British accent to a chick with a guy with a British accent to a chick with an Irish accent, and now we are we are live. So I know I'm gonna butcher your first name, so I'm gonna let you do your own introduction.
All righty, Jiggy. Um,
Uh,
this is Siobhan O'Brien here.
I knew I was gonna butcher that name. Thank God. Thank God you did it. So tell us about your musical background. You have an incredible music background.
Oh, yeah. Where does it get you though? Yeah. I mean, I'm doing. It's my life's work. It's my passion. I can't get away from it. I have to do it for my soul. I've been doing it a long time now, and my new record is out now at the moment. You Can't Run Out of Love, and I recorded it in Austin, Texas, with John Bush and Matt Hubbard, and they are members of Edie Brickell and the New Bohemians, and we just all got on really really well, and we made a great record, and I'm really proud of it, and they're really proud of it, and I moved from Ireland 3 years ago this month actually,
Wow.
and yeah, this is kind of the culmination of 3 years work. Yeah, basically.
We have got a great guest with us today, and you can find her online, SIOBHANOBRIEN.com, and she's
Okay.
performed with the Chieftains, opened up for the Cranberries, Paul Brady, among others. That is pretty cool that you've been able to do as much music with as much different people as you have.
Yeah. Yeah, that was back in Ireland. I opened for all the. Well, I did the Chieftains in Boston Symphony Hall about 10 years ago, because Paddy Maloney from the Chieftains plays uilleann pipes. Uilleann is your elbow, and he plays uilleann pipes on two songs on a record that I did back then called Songs I Grew Up To, The Long Black Veil and The Lakes of Pontchartrain. So I performed The Lakes of Pontchartrain with the Chieftains at Boston Symphony Hall, and yeah, about 10 years ago.
So this new record and everything that you've got out there, tell us a little bit about this.
Well, it's there's mostly songs I've written since I moved here. The King's Fool was the first single, and that is about my adaptation into this country, and also about kind of like playing the game all the time, and still I think we're all playing a game, because we're all, unless you're in the perfect job that you want, and most people have to play the game to get along, to go forward. And for me, that was it is playing in where people don't really want to listen. And but that's just because you have to make a living, and that's just the way, the state of music these days, that nobody wants to pay for music. And for me I would love to be able to just get on the road and have people pay to come and see me and to buy my CDs and all that kind of thing. And that's ideal. But I mean, that's just not the way it is. And it's just, it struck me the other day about when we're all doing these live streams now, because that's all we can do. And we're being so polite about it, saying gratuities welcome, but not expected. I mean, would a plumber say that? No. No. And everybody else expects to pay the plumber. It's just we're in a conundrum, and it's really, anyway, I'm gone off topic. Yeah, I wrote most of the songs when I came here. Some of them are older ones that I wanted to rejig, and yeah, I'm just I'm just thrilled that I've got to do it in Austin, and I've built up a relationship with a lot of Austin musicians, and it's been amazing. Yeah, so
Did you do any dancing growing up?
dancing. Did Irish dancing? Yeah, we did. I did. Well, my mother is a music teacher, and her father was a music teacher and a conductor, and her brother is like a famous show band star from the 60s in I think actually Elvis used to come and see him, and the Beatles opened for him in Liverpool. But I came from a very musical background, so my mother had me playing piano and violin. I did Irish dancing, I did ballet, but it's not for me. In later years, I think I did tap dancing and salsa dancing just for fun, and I think it's probably a better way to keep fit, bar being in the gym and being bored.
That's great. We have a tremendous guest with us today, and the new album, You Can't Run Out of Love, was recorded in Austin, Texas. And O'Brien worked alongside John Bush and a few others from the New Bohemians. And together they brought to life 10 original songs, each documenting important moments in her life since she left Ireland for the U.S. in 2016. So what do you make of the United States? You've been here a while, my friend.
So I was wondering, the culture shock coming from Ireland to Texas.
Yeah, well, I'm in Virginia now. I live here, but it is a culture shock. I mean, it really, really is. As the way I am as an artist or like a person or whatever, I don't like the fast pace craziness that everyone has to deal with. And thank God I don't have to do a 9-to-5 job and be in traffic for 2 hours or 1 hour in the morning and then again in the evening. I just, that for me was the biggest stress. Imagine I'm saying was now because there isn't even traffic jams now anymore. That was a massive stress. And just people misunderstanding things I say just because of dialect or the way I say things or whatever. Right. And I just feel I was explaining myself a lot. But, and I mean, luckily you all speak English and, I tried to learn a bit of Spanish as well. But yeah, no, I think it took me, I say 6 months, but really it was kind of a year and there isn't really, it's like you're still always ever evolving and assimilating and adapting all the time because I grew up in it, I grew up in a way more slow paced life. And I don't like the fast-paced life, but we have to play the game.
Everyone's slow-paced life come out to Kansas with all of us. It's nice and slow out here. So. Oh,
nice. Yeah.
That's what I love about it.
This is what I would love, to just be living in nature all the time, and it'd be nice.
You know what I think is funny. You bring up you've got your background there, and you brought up nature. I was told at one time by one of our photographers, Michael Nagy, the only reason he was leaving Kansas to move back to New Jersey is because Kansas doesn't have any nature. So he will be shocked to know that you have nature out there, because I think he believes the only place in the world that has nature is New Jersey. But
oh God, well, I don't know about that, but I mean, how does Kansas not have nature?
I don't know. And I think he told me this statement when we were standing in a public park. So
he maybe was fibbing and didn't want to tell you the real truth.
Exactly.
It's a great guest. She joins us today here in our broadcast. So what is your social media like? What do folks think of you on social media and give you feedback on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and some of these places?
Good. Always very, very positive. I just need more of them. I keep saying when I have a real good fan, I say, oh my God, if I had 1,000 of you, that would be so great. It's just so hard to get through the glass ceiling or the whatever you want to call it. But yeah, no, people have been really receptive to me, and fun, like at the start, I used to get annoyed when people say, "I love to listen to you talk," and I go, "What? Because my voice is awful? What are you talking about?" and then I just had to say, "Look, embrace it. They like your voice. You know, go into voiceovers or whatever."
I like it.
She likes anybody with a dialect to it, so.
Yeah, well, it's different, I suppose. And it's funny when people say, "Oh, you're actually really Irish."
Yes.
Okay.
They expect you to be wearing the green hat and everything, and.
Well, I keep forgetting that, there's first generation, second generation, third generation Irish. And, they all want to say that they're Irish. And that's fine. I mean, but when they go, "Oh, you've got an accent. You actually are really from Ireland." Yeah.
You're not cosplay Irish. You're actually Irish.
Cosplay?
Explain cosplay, Jay, to our guests. I don't think she's ever heard that.
No, I haven't.
You've seen people walking around in costumes like Catwoman and stuff, right?
No.
It's like at conventions and stuff, cosplay, you kind of go through and you're basically acting out the characters. Like if you're if you're into Braveheart, you go around doing talking with that accent at Comic Cons and different things. So
it's an odd world. I didn't know anything about this world until a couple years ago when I went to some Comic Con.
It's a different style of artist kind of thing. So
Comic Con people.
55 people were dressed up like Deadpool. I'm like, what the hell is this? And then I was told, cosplay. This is what they're doing. They're cosplaying, and it's like, okay, whatever.
I didn't role play then, so we leave that behind.
So, where do people find your music? How can they get your music?
Okay, the first place to go would be my website, which is SiobhanO'Brien.com, and the spelling SIOBHAN. I have to just enunciate all the time because people don't know what I'm saying. And I mean, I've had people say, "Oh, how do you say your name?" Siobhan. But there's a B in it, and I go, "Well, that's how I say it, and that is how is it? How it is."
That's how I say it.
So it's SiobhanO'Brien.com. SIOBHANOBRIEN.
That's
.com.
awesome. That's awesome.
And then Instagram is Siobhan O'Brien Music. Twitter is Siobhan O'Brien Music. Facebook is Siobhan O'Brien Music Girl with an @ sign before it. That'll get you to my like page. But my name, go to my website is the easiest thing because all the links are from there. And
Awesome. You are pretty damn fantastic, by the way. This has definitely been fun. So what are some of your goals for this music collection?
My goal right now is to get a band on the road and tour nationally. That's what I would love. I'd love to buy an RV and just get on the road.
Wow. So, John, jump in there, my friend.
For me, I always had big, huge expectations, and it just doesn't work out.
I'm going to let Jay go. She looks like she's getting ready to do the pee-pee dance, wanting to ask a question. So, go ahead, Jay. Come on now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we got you. Yes.
Okay, good. Have you ever heard of Red Hugh of Donegal?
Red Hugh?
Yes.
Is it a band or a person? Or an ancestor?
You obviously haven't heard of him. He was historical in Ireland.
He's probably local to where did you say, Donegal?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in Limerick, which is like about, I don't know, 4 hours, 5 hours down. That sounds nothing when you're in America. I know, but like in Ireland with all those small windy roads, it takes a long time to get anywhere.
I can imagine.
If there's not a main road to it, but no, I don't know. I bet you a girl called Marion Bradfield does, though. I wrote some songs with her in Donegal one time, but I'm not familiar with Donegal, no. Brian Boru is my ancestor, because he was the High King of Ireland, and all the O'Briens apparently are descendants from him. Who knows? And it's funny with the whole 23andMe or whatever the Ancestry.com thing is.
Oh, yes.
Apparently, there's like millions of people that are descendants of Niall of the Nine Hostages. Even my cousin, Irish, her husband, who's not Irish, is descendant of him. I mean, I was like, oh my God. So I don't know what's going on with that database, but anyway. Sorry, I don't.
Well, John, jump in there, my friend.
I was going to ask you, what made you pick Austin to go to? Was it the music scene there when you first moved? Because that's where you went first. And then what made you go to Virginia?
Okay, so I, by default, ended up in Virginia because a woman called Patty Simpson just booked me solid, and I had instant work. So I just had to take the work as for.
Oh, yeah.
The minute I stepped on here, to the States. So, and then I had a friend who I could stay with in Virginia, in Alexandria. So it was just made sense to do that, to get my feet in the door, And then about a year and a half later, I saved up all my money and I went to Nashville looking for producers, and I met maybe about 5 or 6 of them in Nashville, and most of them said, your songs are good, but they're not great. And I said, I won't be crushed. And I was crushed. And then I had played South by Southwest in Austin in 99. And I also worked on cruise ships for a year before I came here, while I was waiting for my artist visa to come through. And I met a guy on that, and it was Matt Hubbard who ended up producing the record. So when I went down to Austin then, I kept thinking, I know I have to go to Austin, and I don't know anybody, and I don't know why. But I set up some meetings with a couple of producers, and Matt brought in John Bush as the engineer, so they were the co-producers. And like straight away, we just hit it off, and that's how it ended up there. And it makes a huge difference when you can really get on together, and especially when, you don't want any awkwardness or weirdness, you know what I mean? So it's just, it made sense on a whole gut level, so they were, and they're amazing. They're really, really great musicians, amazing musicians, and great with ideas, and great to leave things flow. And it's just worked out.
Cool.
It helps when somebody believes in you. I said it helps when somebody believes in you.
Absolutely. That's, and it's, thanks for saying that, because I couldn't have worked with somebody who said to me my songs weren't great. You know what I mean? Like your whole confidence is down. You're doubting everything. You can't work like that. Mm-hmm. I really feel since I left Ireland too that my confidence has really, really grown. And while I might have had it some bit, I just felt like I was going nowhere at home, and I had done I'd done everything I could do in Ireland, and I had gone as far as I could go. Mm-hmm. And that's really what, encouraged me to leave, as an older woman doing it. It was pretty scary, but I mean, your passion drives you, and and that's what the King's Fool is about as well. It's just like a burning desire that I cannot shake, and I have to do it, even if it means I leave my son and my family and my friends and my country. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what an artist will tell you, that they know that it's that deep.
Well, it is definitely a fantastic interview today with you. I appreciate you joining us today. Thanks for being on with us.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you making time, and we are going to play some of her music during the podcast portion, but I appreciate you joining us today. Thanks for coming on, my friend.
And today's Mother's Day. I have it. The last song on the record is called Mother. I don't know if you're going to do that, but it's called Mother, and You Can't Run Out of Love is about motherhood, modern day motherhood struggles. So the first or the last song? Cool.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for chatting with us. And this has definitely been fun. I appreciate it, my friend. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you. And we are going to take a time out. and we are gonna call somebody on the phone because they have to do a phone interview. I just think that in the era of Skype, in the era of Zoom, what are you talking to people on telephones for? So we are going to take a break. And I am going to try to call this guy on the phone, and we're going to get him in here